next chapter of Heroes is tomorrow, so about upon us. But before that, I wanted to give out, an official theory video on the I-marked people of Hiro Mashima's series. Now, a lot of people would know this from Sieg Hart, from Rave Master, who, was of his first big successful series. But it actually comes from, you can see the first picture, it's from the one-shot of his series he did before Rave Master called Magician. And obviously that being important to him, to the point it was going to be on his main character, and then that wasn't the series that took off, ended up being Rave Master, that he, wanted to carry it over into his next series. And he liked Sieg Hart so much, and he wished that he put him more into the series. He ended up taking part of that design and bringing that back over into Fairy Tail, who he had Jalal, who got, he has a bit of more of a spotlight on his character than C. He's got a lot more character evolution and development, as well as a much longer arc that obviously didn't seek for a series more than twice the size of Brave Master. But as it is, you have to look at each of them and think, okay, maybe it's just, he likes the design. It's, a nice homage to his first ever character that he got put out in a manga, his first main character, as well as his favorite in his first big successful series. But it doesn't look like it's just going to be, a fun little thing. You had the first guy, you had Magic Illusion, or Mugen, I think was the official name that they gave him. Then they had Sieg Hart, Jalal, Mystigan, and I know that Mystigan is just an alias, it's Jalal but an Edalus, but Mystigan's easier identifiable. Justice from Eden Zero, who's a slightly different because this is his Ether Gear, but now in Heroes, which is its own canon, its own thing between each of the three major successful series of Hiro Mashima. Heroes, it's its own kind of like conjoined canon, and in that you have Genesis. Now, the interesting thing about that is when the guy who changed his appearance to look like him, he didn't just say, oh, I want to look like a really important character or something. He specifically said that he wanted to look like, in quotations, him. So where does that exactly lead to it? Which character is he referring to? Is there a different one beyond that? And I think that is where I want to look at the possibility that the I-marked people are the bridge between Hiro Mashima's whole multiverse. Because he has referred to his collective set of universes as its own kind of a bundled thing. He calls it Mashima World. And the character I think that would be the best bet in order to connect them is, these I-marked people. The only other character I think of is Plu, because Plu was his first ever character I think he ever, consistently drew. I think he said back in middle school he created Plu, and that's why he puts them in all his stuff. But I think he'd go more for a serious thing rather than a funny thing on something like this. And the question is, because it's not just, it's something that, resembles each of these characters whenever it is a series. When you have the Fairy Tail one, you have Jalal, and straight from Jalal, you have Mystigan, who's from Edalus, which is not an alternate timeline, which is a straight alternate universe from that series. And so, it's obvious that he's already got a multiverse in place in one of them, so you could easily have, Rave Master takes place in a different universe. Eden Zero takes place in a different universe. And then he could easily take all this other series, he does this one-shots or short stories like Monster Soul, and say, they're just in different universes, but it's all spider-webbed into one large franchise. It's not like, these are separate, they'll never touch. Obviously, we know from Heroes they are touching, but they can easily, in their main canon, and, all they have to do is, have a character develop something to move between universes. We already had that with the Animal Portal in Fairy Tail, so it's easily able to be achieved if another character just says, I want to figure out how to do this, because they know that Edalus is a thing, and it wouldn't be hard just to explore outside of, one universe difference to go to, instead of Edalus go to a different one. And I know there's been some people that are like, well, then how you can explain some things like, some characters look similar, some characters have similar names and whatnot between each of the series. Alternate universes, you don't need to explain it. It's an entirely separate universe. And there's already like the multiverse theory where you literally can have two universes and only one thing is different, part of the whole like infinite multiverse where infinite possibilities. So it's all fully established in the continuity and the consistency of the existence of these guys. But the question is what is he planning on doing with them? Is he planning on specifically doing something with them? Because in it, it's very obvious that he knows that some of his characters look similar. But in Heroes, he's even had some characters point that out. But the question is he doing it on purpose? Is he establishing some form of multiverse and making it so, oh yeah, maybe this character is an alternate universe version of this one? Like Homura, like they already noted that Homura had some similarities to Kagura. Homura from Eden Zero, Kagura from Fairy Tail. You could easily, oh yeah, you're this is the character equivalent to you in our universe. You know, yours is just different, you know, whatever backstory difference and planet difference and whatnot. But anyway, I wanted to get that video out because I've had this theory going for a long time. I had it back when, you know, before Eden Zero, then Eden Zero came out, we had Justice, and then, you know, Justice dropping his ether gear, being around his I Like This, was a very nice surprise, very delightful surprise. It didn't really support the theory as much, it just kind of, like, kept it going. It wasn't like, oh, more proof, it was just like, Whereas Genesis is, like, the dude Shinra, his statement when he's like, oh yeah, he wants to specifically look like him, you know, in quotes him, could be anybody, that it could be true. And I know Hiro Mashima, I know he's done stuff for the Bravely games, he's done some artwork, I imagine he's played them, and one of the characters in there, he knows about alternate universe versions of himself, and they're part of, like, this little crew. I mean, these guys aren't part of a crew, but it'd be cool if they knew about each other. Anyway, comment below, tell me what you think about this and how you would take this. I mean, it wouldn't even need to be like some big plot important piece, it'd just be really fun and interesting. You don't need to change anything from these characters having this form of relevancy, but it would add for an extra interest and spice into what's going on with them. And on that, I really appreciate you thumbs up the video, press the like button and subscribe button, and check out my other videos. But on that, I appreciate everyone who's already subscribed, and I thank you all for listening. Bye.